Hello, iHeart listener. We have a confession to make. Both iHeart and this commercial you're listening to right now would probably sound a heck of a lot better on the new Roku Pro Series TV. It's got side-firing speakers that fill your room with sound, Dolby Atmos audio that puts you right in the middle of the entertainment, and the ability to pair seamlessly with your home theater sound systems that already have surround sound and booming bass. If all that sounds too good to be true, it'll sound even better on the new Roku Pro Series. Your hearing isn't better, your TV is.
Wake your ass up, fool. Johnjay and Rich. What's crack-a-lackin'? This is the big boss dog, Snoopy Deagle Double Jizzle. Bang, boom, what you gonna do? Johnjay and Rich. We're not talking about Ren 1010. We're not talking about Lassie. It's the one and only dog, y'all. The classy, sassy, big Snoop Deagle Double Jizzle. In your face to be, and in the place to be. And you're listening to Johnjay and Rich. Wake your ass up, fool.
Johnjay and Rich. Our phone number is 877-937-1047. Website, johnjayandrich.com. You can text us, text JJR and whatever's on your mind to 96893. We can call you back or read your text. You know how a lot of times if we have a bad experience somewhere, we'll come on the air and be like, this restaurant was terrible, they didn't have whatever, or we complain about something, right?
I mean, you're the king of
I am.
If something like rubs you the wrong way, exposing the injustice.
I had an experience with two different companies yesterday that were both fantastic, and it's funny because I wasn't going to really talk about it, and then I thought, why don't I? Why can't we be positive? Why can't we?
We should be positive.
should.
Kind of like how on Yelp reviews, when you go on Yelp reviews, they're all bad reviews. Nobody shares their good experience.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what's funny, though? Now I'm going to talk about three things because I was on the Johnjay and Rich On Demand podcast, and someone did a review of our podcast, and it was all positive. It was all great.
That's nice.
Yeah, so I was like, that's really nice. Maybe that will put me in a good mood yesterday. So I was leaving my house yesterday. My son Dutch called me yesterday, texted me, and he's like, yo, low-key, I need a tuxedo by Friday.
Okay.
And I'm like, what for? He's like, oh, I'm in a prom fashion show. Because prom is like a month away or 2 months away. He goes, I'm in a prom fashion show. I need a tuxedo. Like, okay, when did you find out about it? A couple months ago.
Right.
Just like you.
So I call my friend over at Nick's Menswear, which is in the mall about 3 miles from my house. And he goes, have him come in and we'll get it all hooked up. I'm like, hey, great. So they're going to let him borrow a suit. And then he does that thing where if you go rent a suit, he might get his free or something like that, right? So if you mention Dutch's name at Nick's Menswear, you get a certain percent off. So anyway, I'm sitting there thinking, my wife was out with her friends doing whatever, and I was like, maybe I can get my steps in, and I'm going to walk to the mall from my house. It's 3 miles. It's a lot longer than I thought, right? Yeah. So when I walk outside of my house, I've told you guys I do commercials, and I work with this company called Moon Valley Nurseries, and they did my backyard and my front yard, and it's like their plants. Do you know what I mean? They take pride in what they do. And I guess the other day, one of the guys drove by my house and saw that one of the bushes wasn't looking well, and they sent a crew to come over and replace the bush.
Oh, that's wild.
I was like, who does that?
That's amazing, actually.
Yeah, so I'm out there with this crew of guys, and they're so nice, and I'm talking to them for a while, and I am prepared for this 3 mile walk, so I have like, this is so stupid when I tell you, I have like this belt that holds a water bottle in the back. So I have this belt with a water bottle in the back because I'm going on a 3 mile walk. I hope I can survive, right? 3 miles to me seems like a lot. Meanwhile, I know people that run marathons. So I told the guy, I come out in the front yard, I talk to Moon Valley Nurse. She's like, thank you so much for doing this. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. And I'm like, anyway, I'm leaving. I'm going on a 3 mile walk to the mall. And I goes, oh, well, good luck. And then I go, if you guys are driving down that way when you're done and you see me, maybe you can drop me off at the mall. And he goes, will do. The guy's name's Ian. I'm like, great. So I'm walking, and then here comes this Moon Valley truck, and it's a huge truck, and they honk. I'm like, hey. And I sit there thinking, I go, maybe I should wave him down.
That might be a sign right there.
Let me wave him down. And then they make a left turn, and they just keep going. I'm like, dang it. I wish they would have said, do you really want to ride? Because I would be like, yeah. So I'm walking. I'm supposed to be Dutch at 3, and it's like 2:40. And I got a long ways to go. And I don't want to Uber. And I just figured, what the heck? It's not that far of a drive. We talked about Waymo all the time. My wife is anti-Waymo. So I download the Waymo app, and I do the Waymo thing. And it was so freaking cool. I say Waymo should be called Way Cool.
They're the best.
It was if I had to pick out some negatives, it met me further away. Like it didn't come to where I was. I had to walk, 100 yards to it.
Well, you're trying to get your steps in anyway.
But I'm looking at it, I'm like, why are you way over there? Because I can see it far over there, and it's like waiting like a shark. and then I walk over to it. I get in. I put the whole video up on Instagram because I was just so. What's the word I'm looking for? So impressed, but also so much joy.
Okay, but when you were in the Waymo, I'm sure you enjoyed not having to feel the pressure of talking to someone. I'm sure that was a big deal to you.
It was such a relief of anxiety. Yeah. But then at the same time, you know when there's certain sounds in life, like when you're making a right-hand turn or a left-hand turn, the clicker, click, click, click. Like, I was just so used to being in the back seat and then the clicker, and I look and there's no one driving, and it's like, oh!
But that's what I'm saying. Did you have any anxiety giving up the control or
for a second,
not knowing? Because, I can't tell. I just watched a video 2 days ago of a cop here in Arizona pulling over a Waymo for driving into oncoming traffic.
Yeah, well,
that would terrify me.
There is this little bit of I gave up that anxiety. It took a second. I gave it up, and then it's like when it pulls into the mall parking lot and knows where it's going. And then I'm also like, hey, turn here. It's like I'm talking to turn here. It's quicker, but they keep going because they've got to follow their way.
Sure.
Yeah.
It was so fun, but I don't know if I could do it a long distance because my son Jake, he went out with his buddies and they went out drinking, so he takes a Waymo home, but it doesn't take freeways, I guess. Mm-hmm. So he went from Mesa to our house and took an hour and a half.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I took a Waymo from downtown Phoenix area to Chandler, and it took me about 45 minutes to get home.
It won't get on the 10 at all?
No, it doesn't get on the freeways.
I didn't know that. I feel like I've seen them on the highway.
I'm a huge advocate. I think that they do have them on the freeways, but they're testers. They're not they're not putting people on the freeways.
Like the passengers aren't on the 101 and 202.
Exactly,
I know I've seen them on the 101 and 202.
My friend Josh that owns Nick's Menswear, I told him I took a Waymo. I meet Dutch there, right? And he's like, I took a Waymo. And he goes, I took a Waymo one time, and it took me to Tempe Marketplace. And he goes, and it kept going in circles, and it wouldn't let me out. It locked me in the car.
That's what I was
like. Here's what he said. He goes, it made the news. It was all over the news, national news. And I'm like, I start thinking about it.
I remember that.
I go, I don't remember you saying anything about you. He goes, they didn't know it was me. I stayed when I did the story, I stayed anonymous. I'm like, I kind of ruined it there for him.
Yeah.
But you remember that story?
Yeah, totally.
He was in the Waymo and it wouldn't let him out.
That's trippy. Isn't it nice that you don't have to tip, though?
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, you don't have to tip when you get out. I feel the pressure of tipping on Ubers or anything like that because it's you're taking the time out of your day. I don't think Uber pays that much for you to do it, so I always want to give them a hefty tip, but also sometimes I can't afford the hefty tip.
Hey,
I want to do a schwanding on the Waymo, all of us. Just go for a mile drive, all four of us.
Don't you feel good too, Peyton, knowing that there's not the potential of a creepy stranger?
Yes. Especially when you're drinking, that is so important. There's weird people out there, and you always have to have eyes in the back of your head. And when you are in a Waymo like that, it does take away that stress, especially as a young woman. Absolutely. I'm taking Waymo all the time.
It tells you, it says, we're not recording, so feel free to sing your face off or something like that.
That's cool.
All right, man. And then I started singing it, and then I thought, I bet you they are recording.
I know. I would be like, sure you are.
There's going to be a montage of videos somewhere.
We're
for
not
security
recording.
reasons, they probably have to record.
I
If there's vandalism inside the Waymo.
Right,
or if there's an accident, you need video to make sure your Waymo's not in the wrong.
I posted the video up on my Instagram, Johnjay Van S, and it's at Johnjay and Rich. And then this morning I looked, and Waymo made a comment.
No way.
They said, welcome to the future.
Yes, Waymo. We need to have a Johnjay and Rich Waymo car.
We should. I would love. I tell you, if I wish there was a way that you could buy a gift card or something and be like, I want this Waymo to drive me for the next month from this time to this time. I would love to take a Waymo to work and then Waymo to the gym and a Waymo home. Don't have to talk to anybody. Don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, that sounds like a Johnjay
Sit in the back on my phone and not worry about anything.
Even less responsibility in your own life. That sounds like a Johnjay move.
It's a great big fan of the Waymo. Big fan of Moon Valley Nurseries, too. Kyle, let's cut up with 3 things you need to know.
I have a really fun way for you to manage stress. I'll tell you next with Johnjay and Rich.
Woke up with a new day. Johnjay and Rich are live on the free iHeartRadio app.
Kyle, what do you got for 3 things we need to know?
Stress can be debilitating. It can really kind of turn into poison in your body and actually physically make you sick. So finding ways to manage stress is really important. So I love this study that was done that found dancing actually plays a major role in effectively managing stress. It strengthens resilience, improves your overall well-being. It can foster social bonds, and all these things help elevate your mood and also stimulate the release of hormones like oxytocin and endorphins, which, as you know, are linked to feelings of happiness and connection, which when you do this, they say, go ahead and just put dance interventions into your stressful days, even though it seems bizarre. If you do this, it can actually do all kinds of great things for you, like lower your cortisol levels, your heart rate, and your blood pressure. So just try it. Like if you're feeling stressed, say, I'm going to take a minute,
dance.
Go blast some music and dance your heart out. This could also help with math anxiety. They say math anxiety is a real thing. It makes life harder for 2/3 of Americans. Just feeling like you're going to have to do math can bring on this math anxiety. People say it holds them back at work or school, interferes with financial decisions. They do say, though, digital tools like YouTube or AI assistants and games are helping people overcome math anxiety if you feel like this is you.
That's me. I get so stressed out with numbers and math. I was so bad at math growing up. So maybe I'll go download like a fun math game or something.
Yeah, the more you do it, the more comfortable you feel with it, and then maybe you're less anxious about it.
The thing about math for me is watching that show Adolescence, which is #1 on Netflix, and it takes place in England, is that when the kid is doing his homework, it's maths.
Maths.
Oh.
In England, it's maths, and that makes no sense to me.
That's hard to say.
No sense to me. And they say it all. For the first time I ever heard it, a couple of years ago on whatever TV show, I thought, that must be a mistake. No, that's how they say it. How'd you do in your maths today? What?
That's bizarre. You could always just start saying maths, and then maybe that'll help make it less anxious for whatever reason. So a pizza shop in Massachusetts actually made headlines after its owner asked a group of families to leave. Apparently, the kids were acting out of control. The parents weren't supervising the kids. And this has the internet torn. Like you're a pizza place. You're supposed to be a family restaurant. How could you kick an actual family out? Well, the owner said, I'm a parent myself. Stated this issue saying, hey, it wasn't necessarily that the kids were treating the pizza restaurant as if it were a playground. It was that the parents repeatedly ignored staff requests to control them. Reactions, like I said, online were totally torn in two. Some supporting the move and others questioning the tone of the message.
My parents were very much like, if you can't behave out in public, we're not going anywhere. So I'm kind of with them. I'm kind of like, tell your kids to calm down.
I think if you're at the restaurant and you're seeing the parents are trying to control them,
right.
okay. If they're not, then it's like, you got a problem.
Yeah, and I think that was the situation
That's
here.
my
Like the
opinion, too.
restaurant, like people at the restaurant asked the parents repeatedly, like, "Hey, your kids are like, you're not paying attention to your kids, and they're over here, like, throwing napkins
how
everywhere
bad was
and
it?
interfering in other people's dining experience."
Yeah, that's not cool.
When Jake and Kemp were like 1 and 2 before Dutch was born, we were in Hawaii on a family trip with Blake's dad. And Blake and I got up early because the kids get up early. We went to this restaurant in the hotel. And my kids just would not stop crying. We could not, they're in the high chairs doing whatever. And the restaurant asked us to leave.
It's stressful taking kids to a restaurant. It really is, because like kids don't really necessarily do well sitting for that long in one spot. Like they're supposed to be up and moving. They have a lot of energy, but it is a difficult thing as a parent.
Here's the thing. The Japanese prime minister was sitting at a table across from us, and we were bothering him. So we had the restaurant.
Oh, that's awesome.
The Japanese, we had to move because the Japanese prime minister doesn't like kids.
Causing political uproars wherever you go.
And that's 3 things you need to know.
What's the Viper horoscopes?
I am going to tell you how you are as a pet owner based on your zodiac sign.
Hey, Jen.
Good morning.
What's your sign?
Aquarius.
Okay, Aquarius. Jen, your pet is different. You didn't get like a cat or a dog like everyone else. You have like something really weird, like a lizard or a bird or some exotic pet that no one has ever heard of, and you love explaining why they're so misunderstood.
Well, I had a cat that I always put a harness on, so, I guess, well, the weird part is, yes, for sure.
Totally. If you're taking your cat out on walks like a dog, it's a little weird.
Oh, no, I put a harness on attached to the tree outside, and he just chills.
Oh! Okay. Even weirder. Awesome.
Thanks, Jen.
I know. Thank
I
you.
love
Have a
it.
good day.
You too. Veronica, good morning. What's your sign?
Good morning, Cancer.
Okay, Cancers. This isn't just a pet. This is your child. You tuck them in at night. You sing to them. And if anybody says anything slightly negative about them, you will be throwing hands. They could literally destroy your entire couch, and you'd be like, oh, it's okay. You're so cute.
That is accurate.
That is 100% accurate. That is my sister. She's a Cancer, and she used to chop up. She still does. She spoon feeds her dogs.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. She'll send me. It's just ridiculous. She's
Only the finest silverware for every stuff.
All right, Veronica, drive safe.
Thank you.
What's up, Mike?
Rolling with you, Johnjay, representing Virgos.
Okay, Virgos. Johnjay, I don't know if this really fits for you just because of how much Blake does. But Mike, this might relate to you when it comes to your pet. Your pet is on strict routine, and you are the CEO of Pet Parenting Incorporated. Their food is carefully measured, their vet checkups are booked months in advance, and their toys are cleaned regularly because germs.
Not me.
No, that's my wife to a T.
That's my wife.
Not me, though.
What sign is your wife?
She's an Aquarius.
Oh, okay. Mine's an Aries. In fact, her birthday's Sunday. All right, Mike, take care. My wife is exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
The way she feeds our dogs, like whenever I feed them, she puts like one little half a scoop or something in for the dogs. I'm scooping it up. I'm loaded up.
Yeah, let's go. Buffet style.
Yeah. In fact, yesterday, so our most recent dog is Pablo that we adopted from Kyle's father-in-law. And he's an amazing dog. He's a Bernie Doodle mix something. Amazing dog, but that dog pissed me off so much yesterday.
Why?
So when I was a kid growing up, we had this little poodle, and my dad, the poodle listened to everything my dad said, and the poodle loved my dad. And whenever in the beginning, when the poodle did something wrong, my dad would tap it on the nose and go, no, like that, no. And then the poodle listened. I've never done that to any of my dogs. This freaking Pablo dog yesterday, Blake was on calls all day yesterday, and I was getting kind of pissed because it was like 5 and I want to eat. So I angrily started to make hamburgers. And then I made 4 hamburgers, and I was going to eat all 4 of them. But I ate 2 of them, and I thought, all right, I'm going to save these 2 for her. So now I've changed my mindset. Now I'm like, all right, I made dinner for you too. Right? So I put the 2 hamburgers on a paper plate, and I went into the pantry to get aluminum foil. When I came out, Pablo had taken the hamburgers and knocked them down.
Oh.
I got so mad.
No.
So I grabbed his nose and tried to do what my dad did, and I went, no. And I felt terrible.
Aww.
He went like all, like the dogs.
Yeah.
The dog's never had anything bad happen in his life or anybody ever scold him. He just lives his life and does whatever he wants. And I hit him on the nose like, no, bad dog. And you could see it. It was terrible.
Poor guy.
Stupid dog ate my hamburgers. And then I didn't have a time to tell my wife, I made you hamburgers too. Anyway, bummer. Shanae, good morning.
Good morning, it's Shanae, the Gemini.
Hey, Shanae. Okay, when it comes to your pets, you have full-blown conversations with them. You are giving TED Talks, asking them for life advice, and then getting shocked when they don't answer. You also definitely gave them at least 3 different nicknames that make no sense.
Absolutely. That's so funny because I will do that.
I love those kind of dog parents or pet parents when they're just talking to their pets like they're kids. So funny.
Absolutely, because they get it. They're part of the family. They have an opinion, too.
That's right. They know. They speak English. You know they do.
All right, Shanae, have a great day.
Bye.
You too, bye.
Stella,
Hello, good morning.
what's your sign?
Taurus.
Okay, Taurus. Your pet lives better than most people. They have multiple beds, gourmet treats, and a daily massage. You have seriously considered getting them matching pajama sets with you. And let's be real, if anyone deserves luxury, it's a Taurus's pet.
Exactly.
All right, Stella, have a great day. Thanks for listening.
All right, bye-bye.
Hi, Amber.
Hi.
What's going
So
on?
I was listening to your podcast, and I was calling in to say something that my dog ate. He ate something pretty random.
What was it?
He ate a mouse-looking hacky sack that my son brought home from school.
That's gross. With like all the bean bags inside it and everything?
Yes, and they had to do what they call exploration surgery on him to pull out whatever the object was because we didn't know what it was at first. And they had to do surgery, and $5,000 later, they gave me the hacky sack once I went to pick him up from the vet.
Most expensive surgery souvenir ever.
Yeah, but you can use that again, I think, right?
Yeah.
You can still use that.
Ew, gross.
Yeah, it's in a baggie on my windowsill. Still to this day, and it's been over a year.
Did you see that this dog, this Bernese mountain dog, ate 18 pairs of socks, and they had surgery. They took a picture of the dog and they laid out all the socks next to him.
Oh, my
Oh,
gosh.
jeez.
And it cost a lot of money to surgically remove those socks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He almost had a surgery when he was 6 months old due to eating rocks as well.
Jeez. Thanks, Amber.
No, thank you.
Bye-bye. Rich, what do you got for life hacks?
There is a cure for your chapped lips that is totally free, and you're totally going to love it, and you're going to use it forever.
Also, I have information on a new smartwatch coming out that seemed pretty cool. I might want to get it. You might want to get it. Stacks and Hacks coming up next with Johnjay and Rich.
Hey, better wake up. Wake up. We're not ready.
Johnjay and Rich wake you up.
We're going to do some stacks and some hacks. I have stacks of information. Rich has life hacks. Anybody here betting on March Madness?
I made my bracket, but I don't think I'm actually going to bet.
Who do you have to win?
For men or for women?
Men.
I didn't do a men's bracket.
Okay,
I only did the women's
then
bracket.
why did you just tell me women?
Well, because I wanted to know. Women, I have South Carolina winning.
Talking to my son Kemp, he has Florida winning the men. He has Houston winning, and Dutch has Florida. Something like that. I don't know.
I don't know anything about basketball, so I won't be involved in that. But if, because you had talked about, Johnjay, if we were going to do like a show bracket or something, I was planning on just copying Tim McGraw because he posted his March Madness picks, and he picked Michigan to win it all.
March Madness poll found most of us just wing it when we fill out our brackets. 23% said the main strategy is turning to friends or family for help. 14% base it on a hunch. 22% said they just do whatever vibes they're feeling. 1% say they do whatever Tim McGraw does.
There you go.
In a poll, this is another thing that's, I think, somehow is going to be related to Kyle and her husband. 5% of people say they need or want all of the physical mail they receive. Isn't he a mail?
That would be Scott. He still loves going to get the mail.
There's a new trend of people going under anesthesia while getting a tattoo. Doctors say they're serious, that some serious risks come with doing that, and don't do it.
Apparently, I am now the spokesperson for not having general anesthesia for tattoo procedures because y'all keep sending these videos to me and it makes me so angry that people are doing this. I don't think this was in America, but anyway, y'all know that 45-year-old influencer guy recently just died on the table while he was having general anesthesia for a tattoo, which is just ridiculous. And then if they give him just a little too much medicine or it's really long and the medicine starts to accumulate and he stops breathing, well, you about to have yourself a Michael Jackson situation.
Yeah, crazy. You know who did that? Who went under anesthesia for a tattoo? Mellow Ball.
Oh, really?
LaMelo Ball went through to get his whole back tatted.
Well, that's a big he's covered in tattoos. A woman in Texas hit the lottery for $83.5 million last month, but they won't pay her because she bought the ticket through an app called Jackpocket. Officials are looking into whether the win should count. She can't get paid until the investigation is complete.
Whoa, she probably had no idea. She's probably just having fun.
A Georgia sorority girl's hot mugshot is trending online. She got pulled over for speeding this month. The cop let her off with a warning. Then they caught her speeding again minutes later and locked her up. The internet thinks she's got a lead foot and a terrific smile. She's beautiful, and her mugshot is trending. Do we post it?
Yeah,
I think it's trending because she's smiling. She's like, hey.
And she's a sorority girl, and that picture is giving sorority. She's
bomb. Really pretty.
She's so pretty, yeah.
It's on our Johnjay and Rich Instagram account, so you can see it. Go to stories, you can see it. Meanwhile, I forgot. I know at one point Kyle got put in jail and arrested, and we had your mugshot somewhere.
Did we ever find it? I don't know if we ever found it.
I felt like we posted it on our website years ago.
Oh, I don't remember.
But it would be great if someone could find it for us. Kyle Unfucked.
Probably out there.
What year was it? Do you remember?
Circa 2006 or 7, maybe.
Were you smiling like the sorority girl or no?
I don't think so because I think they were like, "Don't smile." So I was like, "Can I smize?" Just kidding.
Atari is now selling a smartwatch featuring games like Centipede, Pong, Super Breakout, and Missile Command. Isn't that cool?
Yes, it is.
Atari was like one of the very first video games back before the way video games are now crazy, but. They used to have this game called Pong. Any guys know what Pong is? It was just two white lines, and it would hit a little white dot slowly, like tennis. And it would go beep, back and forth, back and forth. It was, in fact, I have the sound of Pong. The sound of Pong. Here it is. That's legit.
That was cutting edge.
Video games have come such a long way.
Now you got all the surround sound environments.
13% of Americans have no interest in visiting the Statue of Liberty. I went to New York. You want to go get a boat and go to that? No, thanks. No, thanks. Happy International Day of Happiness. The UN made it a holiday in 2012 to promote the idea that happiness is a basic human right. So if you woke up on the wrong side of the bed today, you're doing it wrong. The season finale of Severance is tonight. So if you could get a brain implant that made you forget your entire workday, would you do it? Kyle, would you?
No.
Probably not because you've seen Severance.
We have fun here. No, because we have fun here. I want to remember the stuff we do here.
I
don't know how you could do your job here if you separated your home life, because we talk about our home life.
That's right.
10% of Americans said they would.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's going to catch on now. I mean, if you watch the show, you definitely don't want that.
Right.
What do you got for life hacks, Rich?
It is the first day of spring, and you know what happens when spring and summer comes. Hot weather, chapped lips, and, doctors are coming all together now and saying, don't use the lip balms, because what they do is they have an ingredient in them that actually makes you feel okay for a second, but then your lips get drier and you need more and more lip balm. So what is the fix? It sounds a little weird, but try it because it actually works. Soak a green tea bag in warm water, then just press it against your lips. Just tea bag against your lips for 5 minutes.
Deal.
Tea bagging is the answer to not chipped lips. That is the answer. Well, green tea is loaded with antioxidants and tannins that actually help heal and hydrate your lips as opposed to drying them out like the balms do. So try the tea bag thing and let us know. That hack can be found and illustrated at johnjaneandrich.com.
It's the first day of spring?
It is.
Do you know what day it is?
Today is the first day.
First day of what?
Today's the first day of spring.
The first day of spring?
The first day of spring.
One fine day in spring.
Spring, of course.
Spring.
Glorious spring day. Yep, the sun is shining.
Sun shining, birds chirping.
The sun is shining, birds are singing.
And the yellow haze of pollen is spreading throughout the land.
It's Johnjay and Rich. Shoot us a text. Text JJR. Whatever you want to say to 96893. You can also call us at 877-937-1047. Like Mike here. What up, Mike?
Yeah, you guys are cracking me up with this whole Atari thing. Who doesn't remember the original Atari?
Well, if you weren't born then. I mean, you probably wouldn't. If you weren't born then.
Yeah.
I'm guilty over here.
Payton was born into the PlayStation era.
And no, I wasn't. I was with the Game Boys and the, what's it called? The GameCube era. That was me.
But PlayStation 1 would have been out then, right?
So later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Atari Rock. It was maybe 6 years ago when I moved from California here to Arizona. I lost in the move. I lost my Atari, my original 1600.
Oh, that's kind of a bummer.
And I couldn't find the AB switch. Remember the old school AB switch?
Yeah.
You had to hook it up to the TV.
Yeah, you had to put on channel 3.
You had the AB.
You had to put on channel 3. You had the AB button, and then you had. And I remember, I think Atari came with Combat, which was a good game. I remember there used to be. I grew up in Chandler, and there was a store down the street from my house called Smitty's, and I'd go to Smitty's and wait for the Pac-Man game would come out. And it was always sold out, and you couldn't get in. It was just Atari was such a great time in my life. I think it's making a comeback. I read something we're going to come out with those, and just like the Nintendo Switch came back, now they're trying to bring back all these other things.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
They do.
Have a great day.
And Rich, that teabag thing also had me cracking up. We had the Atari and then the teabag with your lips.
Atari was my childhood. Teabagging was Rich's.
That's true. We didn't have the money for Atari.
Or babysitters.
Hey, you guys have a blessed day. It's great talking to you guys.
Thanks, Mike. Drive safe.
In my neighborhood, if you had name brand cereal in Atari, you were rich.
Dude, I found this new cereal, by the way. I bought 2 boxes of it on Sunday, and I already killed them both. And I haven't read into it too much because I don't want to.
Is it Magic Spoon?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It is.
It's so expensive.
It is?
Yes.
It's so good. It's like protein.
It's like cereal that's healthy for you. So they market it they have something that's like Honey Nut Cheerios, but healthier. They have something like Lucky Charms, but healthier.
And better. Tastes better.
Oh, wow. I saw that Cheerios had the protein version of the actual Cheerio brand.
Probably because of this.
All kinds of
probably because of this.
Oh, okay.
This Magic Spoon came out. They got peanut butter stuff. They got something called maple. They've got the one you just talked about, and it's freaking delicious. And I'm afraid I just read that, hey, added protein, healthy for you. And some bodybuilder told me about it, so I got it. I'm afraid to look into it where it says, 4,000 grams of sugar.
Right. Have you run it through your Yuka app yet?
No, I gave up on Yuka. I think it's full. I think Yuka's full of boo-boo.
Really? You used to swear by it.
I used to, but then I figure I think that they skew towards their sponsors.
Oh, yeah.
That's just my opinion.
I don't like that.
Like how you feel like GPS wants to take you by
all their sponsors.
All their sponsors.
There's a gas station right here. Why are you taking me to Shell? Why aren't you taking me this one right here? Because
It's business.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, Payton, I want to get into your whole thing, this epiphany you had about artists that are out right now.
Yeah, the epiphany happened when I was playing front to back the Duchess Fergie album.
Which is amazing.
It's a great album.
A great album. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I'm like, I know it's so bad to compare like current artists to like older artists that were popping off, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 years ago. And in my head, I'm like, who is the new Fergie? I don't think we have the new Fergie, because I feel like Chappell Roan is my generation Cyndi Lauper. Like, if you listen to Pink Pony Club. And then you listen to Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper. Like, same vibe.
Yeah, quirky pop.
Like, you just want to throw your hands up and vibe.
That's
and be
pretty
with your
good.
girlfriends.
That's a pretty good comparison right there.
Yeah, I thought so too. And then so Nick and I were just back there talking. We're like, so who are the current artists that are giving older artist vibes? So I was like, Olivia Rodrigo, Good For You.
Yeah.
She gives Avril Lavigne Skater Boy.
Yeah.
I could see that.
He
I feel-
wasn't good.
I feel like that's dead on, and I feel like Olivia Rodrigo gives a little Paramore, too.
Yeah.
I think so too. Oh, yeah. Misery Business.
What else?
And then I had Gracie Abrams
She's Taylor Swift.
giving Taylor Swift.
Totally.
Totally.
Yeah.
With the guitar.
God, I like Gracie Abrams
Singer-songwriter
so
vibes.
much. I
Yeah.
think she's so awesome.
Yeah, I really like Gracie Abrams.
The last great American dynasty.
But Taylor Swift, though, is she old enough to be...
I don't know.
I think so.
I mean, she's
because there's also, you're being influenced by somebody that's huge right now
Yeah.
versus when you go back to Cyndi Lauper, that's the 80s.
Exactly. And I mean, but this next one too, Tate McRae, she's up and coming.
Yeah.
Britney Spears, come on, y'all.
Oh, yeah. But,
Yeah, for sure.
but that's, I think that's influence, too. Like, I think Morgan Wallen is absolutely influenced by Zach Bryan.
Two guys just doing the same thing right now.
But like, I was just curious, like, who is this generation's Fergie? Who is this generation's Katy Perry, Rihanna, Beyonce? Like, where are they?
Who's this generation's Jelly Roll?
Don't you think SZA has sort of some Rihanna vibes?
I can see that. I think, yeah, I can see a little bit of that. I think she's just like more like R&B coded.
But it moves to like Billie Eilish. Who would be her? Like, who would she be? Like, is she the new Katy Perry? Because it's changed
Exactly.
so much.
Like,
Maybe they're
who
all
knows?
just original.
Are they...
And that's why I know you're not supposed to compare them, but it's so hard for me not to.
But are you saying that also because maybe when you say who's the next Rihanna, is that because Rihanna hasn't put music out in a while? I mean, she's going to drop an album soon, right?
Yeah.
So at some point, you probably won't be saying who's the next Rihanna because Rihanna's going to have current music.
Definitely.
You know who's smart about this is Lady Gaga, because she sounds like old Lady Gaga right now. Her new stuff
Oh my
sounds like
gosh,
her throwback stuff.
abracadabra?
The new Lady Gaga is Gaga.
Have you seen the March Madness? They're using abracadabra for everything.
I love that
Yeah.
song.
I do too.
It's such a hit. It gives old Lady Gaga. Thank
I know.
you. Thank
It makes
you.
you like. I think the best part about Gaga songs is it makes you want to dance like her.
I
And
agree.
she has such a unique style.
I agree, and I think we can get Katy Perry back, but Katy Perry's got to give us like Teenage Dream Katy Perry.
Yeah, you can't do the new thing where
Right.
it sounds like a poppy commercial.
Here's the other thing. Where's the next One Direction?
No, I like that. Who's the
I
next
know.
Jonas Brothers?
Because they're usually the cyclical. Yeah? How about that word?
Good word.
What's that mean?
It means cycles.
Okay.
I would say they're usually like 10-year cycles
It
of
all
a boy
comes
band.
back.
Like the boy bands, like you go New Kids on the Block, and then you go 98 Degrees, Backstreet Boys in Sync, and then 10 years later, there's like One Direction. In 10 years. So when was One Direction out? 2010?
Don't forget New Edition in there, too.
New Edition. Well, that was before.
Right.
I'm going backwards now.
I think
I'm
boy
trying-
bands are coming back though, for
That's
sure.
what I mean. So who
Yeah.
is it?
I don't know.
Like,
Give us
so
the tea.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume we're due for a big boy band
Yeah,
hit
for
soon.
sure.
Actually, Blackpink is pretty badass too.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that girl from Blackpink is? I didn't know it was her on White Lotus.
Oh, yeah.
Jenny? Is
Yeah,
that her? She's on the Idol
Was
too.
it the...
she's on the Idol. You know that she's like apparently like the biggest star in the world.
I believe that.
In the world,
I believe that.
it's crazy.
She just did the Oscars, too. She did the James Bond theme. That was
Oh,
pretty cool.
I turned off the Oscars by then.
That was good.
Yeah.
It's to let you know she's a star, though.
Yeah,
she,
for sure.
She brings it home.
Who's the next Benson Boone? Yeah, there you go.
Boone is here.
He's a ridge. I can't think of anybody he's copying.
Actually, he's giving Harry Styles. He is. He actually just did a whole interview about how he wants to stay in his own lane. He doesn't want to be compared to Harry Styles. But I'm like, you look like Harry Styles out there.
The vibe of what he wears, for sure.
There has to be a gap then, I think, in your presentation, because I think you go Cyndi Lauper, Chappell Roan. There's like a 30-year gap there.
True.
You go Benson Boone, Harry Styles. Harry Styles just hasn't had an album out in 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still got music that's being played on the radio. So I think you go from...
But when you're saying that we're ready for the next One Direction.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We're saying too many things that are different in the same umbrella. It's like you've got to pick. It's like Cyndi Lauper, Chappell Roan. There has to be a gap between it. So there's got to be a who's the next, or are you influenced
Right, like
by?
kind of like a Tate McRae and a Britney Spears,
That's
or
a good
an
one.
Olivia Rodrigo's and Avril Lavigne. Like the Gracie Abrams and Taylor Swift is a stretch because Taylor Swift is so hot right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel you. But it's just cool to see the comparisons and see how artists are influenced by one another. And it's so creative and it's so fun. And the fact that I was able to just draw those together, I was loving it.
Yeah, like who's the next G6? What was that band?
Like a G6. Like a G6.
What is it?
Far East
Movement.
We're missing that.
We had Far East Movement in here. There was like 37 members of the band. Yeah, Nick?
The one I was struggling with was like Teddy Swims. That was like the original one that I was like, how can I find someone that relates to Teddy Swims?
Really? Because he sounds like... I thought I remember when Teddy Swims first came out.
Teddy Swims is Everlast, dude. All the way.
Everlast.
That's a throwback.
All 15 people that know Everlast are really like, yeah, that makes sense.
That made me laugh.
All right, how about who's the next Silverfish? There you go.
Who is that?
That's way, way back.
Anyway.
Who's the next Bare Naked Ladies? That's a good one. All right, we're going to switch gears. Oh, gosh, War of the Roses. I totally forgot. It's time to do War of the Roses. Darn it. I apologize. We should have been promoting War of the Roses for the last 45 minutes. My bad. Justice, what's going on with you?
Hey, yeah, so I think my boyfriend is cheating on me. I found something, like, super suspicious in his car, so...
Well, you came to the right place, let me tell you. We will get you justice.
Great.
All right. War of the Roses is next with Johnjay and Rich.
What a perfect opportunity to use We Will Take This Case. For one time, you don't want to take this case.
We will take this case, Justice.
There you go.
That sounds stupid. All right, War of the Roses is next.
Her eyes make the stars look like they're not shining. 'Cause girl, you're amazing, just the way you are. Yeah.
Not only do you need to know if they're cheating, you deserve to know the truth. War of the Roses, right now with Johnjay and Rich.
Johnjay and Rich, time for War of the Roses. Somebody thinks somebody's cheating, and we're going to help them find out. Justice, good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? What a beautiful name.
Well, thank you.
Somebody's parents was in the legal field. Your brother Gavel. Okay, anyway, what's your situation?
Yeah, so I don't know. I think my boyfriend's cheating on me. Like, he's been acting so weird lately, like super distant, just taking his phone with him everywhere, like even to the bathroom, and just being kind of secretive. And but the thing that really got me was the other night we were actually going out to dinner, which we never do. So I was already like, interesting, okay. And I was fixing my makeup in the visor mirror, and I noticed these like perfect like little circles on the glass, like something had been stuck there. And I asked him what it was, and he hit me with like the worst excuse, saying it was like residue from when he got the car, which was over a year ago. And I don't know, I didn't think of much of it at the moment, but like later that night, I was like doom scrolling on TikTok, and an ad popped up for those Octobuddy phone holders, like, you know, the ones with the suction cups.
Yeah.
And it was the exact same print. And like, I don't know. I feel like I know another girl was in his car. I don't know. I feel like we need to put him on War of the Roses.
Okay, so you think he's got a girlfriend or somebody on the side, and while they're driving around, she's making videos or something?
Yeah, something like that.
The balls on her, right?
Right? Yeah, they must be really comfortable together if that's the case.
She must also not know that she's the other woman, I'm assuming, too, right? Because if you're sneaking around, I don't think you'd be like, oh, my God, let me play this video.
Yeah, you wouldn't realize that.
I don't know.
You know, you wouldn't realize that it would leave marks somewhere, right?
And he didn't have like a little cousin or something like that. He was driving around, and maybe they had theirs. It's got to be another woman.
I don't know.
Well, Well, that and hiding your phone. You know what I mean?
Well, hiding your phone and then lying about it. Because if it were his cousin, why wouldn't he say, "Oh yeah, my cousin's in the car and they're doing selfies or whatever"?
That's true.
Now, just to be clear,
I would be paranoid.
because the suction thing, could it not have been? It's not a sex toy.
What?
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 I was trying to get you guys to visually go
We
somewhere.
did.
I know,
We
it
did.
makes no sense. It's on the visor.
Okay.
So I was trying to visually get you guys to try to make that happen.
Thank
in your
you
head.
for that.
Yeah.
Right? It was-
Thank you. No, thank you.
Stick it up there, and then you go,
You don't need to keep moving with it.
No, we could stop here.
Keep going down that road.
But like,
visually, I'm trying to get you all there.
we're there, Johnjay, and we don't want to be, so I'm leaving. Okay. But can you guys imagine if TikTok would have actually gotten shut down all those weeks ago? You would have never been able to see that Octobuddy advertisement, which would have made your
It would
little
have popped up on Reels.
or something, because your phone's always listening. But
That's
like
probably what happened.
the algorithm's telling on you right now.
Yeah, you're right.
Or on him.
What? We're probably all going to get Octobuddy ads now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That you have 100% great reasons to think all that. So we'll call him for you. What's his name?
His name's Harrison.
Okay, we're going to call Harrison. We're going to find out if he's cheating on you. It's War of the Roses.
Okay.
And it continues next with Johnjay and Rich.
Ever since I was a kid, and why was it timeless, 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 we timeless now.
Johnjay and Rich, we're in the middle of War of the Roses. You've got Justice, who thinks her boyfriend's cheating. He hides his phone. He goes to the bathroom with his phone. But this was the big thing for her. On the visor of his car, on the passenger seat, there are these little suction cup marks that come with the Octobuddy, which is something you put on your phone so your phone can stick to a window so you can make videos and TikToks, right? It's something actually that I would love to have. It's something, Kyle, you actually gave me the metal version of that for my birthday a couple years ago. Remember?
I did?
For my Ring camera.
Oh, yeah.
Thing. Yeah. So anyway, that's enough. So we're going to call him. How long have you guys been boyfriend and girlfriend?
Like a while, like 2 years.
Oh, that is a while.
Okay. Then let's get him on the phone. Are you ready, Kyle and Fug?
I'm ready.
Hello?
Hi, is Harrison available?
Yeah. Who is this?
Is this Harrison?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Hi, my name is Ava. I'm actually with a new company. We're called J&R Flowers. And you, Harrison, have been chosen to be a micro-influencer for us. So congratulations, first off. What this means for you, Harrison, is that you get to send our most romantic bouquet of flowers. It's a dozen red roses, and you get to send it to anyone you want totally free. And all we're kind of asking in return is that you post about us on whichever social media platform you use the most. So we get a little bit of marketing out of it, and you get to surprise someone super special in your life and at no cost to you.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to send the roses out with a nice little card. And I always tell people, look, this is your chance to personalize it. It's a pretty romantic bouquet on its own, but some people like to get fun or flirty. Some people get even dirty or whatever. I've kind of seen it all. So let me know the message you want to write on the card. And then I will look up at name and address and all that stuff and give you a time that it'll be delivered. But we can start with the message if you're ready.
Yeah. Can you play, I can't wait to see you tonight, baby. I miss you already.
Love it.
Wait. See me tonight? Harrison, what are you talking about? You literally told me you had to work late.
Justice?
Yeah, it's me. So Harrison, tell me, where are we seeing each other tonight? Because last I checked, you said you were working late. So what are we doing tonight?
What is happening right now?
You don't know. You just sent the flowers with a note that says, and I quote, "Can't wait to see you tonight, baby. I missed you already. But I was not supposed to see you tonight, so who the hell were you talking about?"
Well, he would have said.
Whoa. Wait, what is, who is that? Who are these people?
You're on the radio. You're on War of the Roses, and you are busted, buddy. Busted.
No.
This is the Johnjay and Rich version of War of the Roses.
No, that's not. Justice, come on. You know I meant you.
Well, do I know that? Because last I checked, we don't have plans. So who were you really thinking about when you wrote that?
I mean, I was going to get to a name.
Yeah, you would have waited just a little longer.
But you know it's not you.
Yeah, so...
No, I don't know what I was thinking, okay? I just wrote something romantic. I was thinking about you. I wasn't thinking about
okay.
heart.
Yeah, you weren't thinking no shit. You were not thinking.
Oh, man, this is insane. This isn't fair.
Okay, well, you want to know what's not there? Like me looking like a damn fool while you're out here, like, seeing somebody you miss already when I wasn't even supposed to be there. Like, you're... Oh, my God, you're such a joke, Harrison.
Justice, hang on. You're being so dramatic right now, okay?
Oh, am I?
It's not that big.
Cool. Dramatic. Yeah, great. Then go see whoever you were meant to see tonight because you're not actually seeing me. So we're done. Thank you very much. Bye.
Justice.
Ooh, looks like you got justice, Harrison.
Did she hang up?
I think so.
I think so.
I can't tell. I think she's still there.
Looks like you got justice, Harrison. Justice served.
So, what was the plan? You were going to send her flowers and be like, I wasn't supposed to see you tonight, but turns out we do have plans? That's what you're going to do?
I was supposed to go to Justice, okay?
Yeah, but who'd you have plans with?
I didn't have plans with anybody. Like I said, I was working late, and I figured if I
Ooh, is it someone at your work?
What are you guys doing here? Well,
Injustice.
Well, we're trying to catch cheaters. And it seems like you might be cheating on your girlfriend. She found that Octobuddy print on your car mirror that you lied about. And then also, you're bringing your phone into the bathroom. You're being sneaky. Yeah, dude, that's why she called us.
Because there was a little something left in my car that I was probably been there since I got it. I don't even know how they got there.
I don't think those were invented when you got your car.
Yeah.
Octobuddies are kind of new.
Yeah, it seems like you probably need to go talk to your girlfriend and really try to handle this because you sound
she's your
super
girlfriend anymore.
Yeah. Excuse me. You seem super sus right now. That was hella shady.
Well, whatever.
Just being honest.
The wheels of justice.
Working on that one for a minute.
I was just going to say.
I can see the wheels of your brain turning for that.
Oh, no. Well, this is awkward.
So
all right,
awkward.
Harrison. Doesn't sound like you have a girlfriend that you have to, well, at least not Justice. You can just worry about your other girlfriend, I suppose.
Right.
Yeah, you guys think you're real funny, huh?
No.
Kind of right now. My
yeah.
whole justice thing was kind of funny.
It's not bad.
I don't know about that.
So, do you want to come clean or no? Come on, dog. Come on, dog.
It's over anyway.
I think we lost.
I'm good. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Thanks for your help.
Thank you, Harrison. Have a great day.
You as well.
All right. That's War of the Roses. Johnjay and Rich. It's Johnjay and Rich. I want to call a couple people that have texted us. Let's just call them. So you just text JJR, whatever you want to say, to the number 96893.
Hello.
Hey, it's Johnjay and Rich calling about your text.
Oh, what's up, man?
What's up, dog?
Really calling?
What?
You guys are really calling.
Don't cuss. Don't cuss.
I just thought your text was so damn funny. So we remember I played that audio clip of the lady scared of a bunch of olives.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right, and she was screaming.
Yeah.
What's your name, bro?
My name's Jose.
So Jose sent a text. So can you tell us your text? It's so funny.
About my sister?
Yeah.
Oh, when a couple years ago, we were at Target. And I found out my older sister was scared of the spiders. So we just happened to be there during Halloween. So I grabbed the spider and I ran after her. My sister was crying in the next aisle over.
You terrorized her with spiders.
But no, what you said, we were both.
I ran after her. I chased her a little bit, and she was crying.
He's like, we're both over 30 at the time. Like, that's the sibling thing that never goes away. That never goes away.
Yep, that was it.
All right, thanks, Jose. Thanks for texting, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
All right, thank you.
Bye. Text us. Text JJR, whatever's on your mind. We might just call you, just like that. Just call you. How come it's not giving me a dial tone?
Are you pressing it on the right side?
Yeah, on the right side. No, it's not working on either
Which button?
side.
Is it the blank one or the 6?
I was hitting the 6.
Don't ever hit 6. Push the other one.
Hello?
Hey, it's Johnjay and Rich calling about your text.
Oh, my idea for Shrek.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think your Halloween costumes this year should be Shrek.
I love it.
As long as I can be Donkey, I'm in.
Donkey?
No, I said Peyton should be Donkey because she is like a toddler. Like,
she wakes up, she has all this energy, and she talks like crazy.
Yeah. Personality fits.
Okay, who else? So then who's who?
Okay, of course, Johnjay would have to be Shrek. He hates people. He lives in the swamp. He doesn't want to be around anybody. And
so funny.
Come on, that would fit. Now, Rich, I say this with all love. I think you should be Lord Farquhar.
Because I'm short?
Because, you're fun size. And you with bangs, you could rock those bangs.
I could rock those bangs. I'm not opposed.
And let me think, because I sent this a couple days ago, and it was kind of at night. So, Fiona, of course. Princess Fiona would have to be Kyle.
Because she's got great feet.
Yes, and she's just our princess. But it would have to be the human one, because you could never be an ogre.
Ever.
I mean, I could just wear no makeup, and then that would be...
I knew you were going to say that. I love this idea, and I'm so on board, and I think that'd be so fun.
Plus, Shrek 5 is coming out, right?
That's what I'm saying. Can I be Shrek's daughter, like Zendaya? Stop. I want to be Zendaya.
I had more. Who was my other one? Oh, Grant could be Pinocchio, because him in suspenders, I think that would be perfect. Zendaya's playing the girl, so we might have to have a whole new character.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good casting.
I love it.
Have a great day. I'm glad you texted. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
I actually really like that idea. We should take
pretty
Shrek
good.
into
Really
consideration
cute.
just because of how big that movie I think will be. And I could make like Donkey sexy.
For sure.
And I would walk around and be like, how about that ass? Just like that.
Hello.
Hey, it's Johnjay and Rich calling about your text.
Oh.
What's your name?
Fiona.
Fiona. You texted us about being 33 and single.
Yeah. So I go on the apps like Hinge, and then I don't know if I want to swipe right or left. And like, if I feel like a guy has potential, I wish there was like a medium, like a maybe. And it's just hard for me to make a decision.
Well, wouldn't that be not swiping either way? Would be the maybe part of the app?
Yeah, and then so I close out the app. And then every time, so I can't make a decision. And so I, like, once a week I would look at it maybe, and then I've just accumulated so many notifications. Now it's just like, I don't know, overwhelming. So
I feel like you bring up a good point. Like, dating apps need the, like, considering. You know what I mean? So it's like swipe left, swipe right if you're sure.
Like you put
swipe
in the cart.
up if you're not so sure, but you don't really want to let him go yet. But you're like, maybe I'll come back to you at one point. Like, maybe I will end up liking a
like
mustache.
the Amazon wish list, if you will.
Yeah, or like, it's like you put them in the queue. Like, maybe.
Yeah, it's like you save in your car for later. Yes, the guy.
You know what you should do? This is like what they always say, where it's like inventions come from problems that aren't solved or whatever. Start your own dating app and then add that as an element, and I bet you so many people will gravitate to that, and you're going to become a millionaire. You're welcome.
I think it is an option if you pay for that.
Oh, come on.
Well, give them
you
the
do the
free
free
option and then still make some money. Yeah.
What are you looking for that you're not finding, Fiona?
A nice guy who makes more money than me. I know I'm shallow, but I don't know. Somebody who's more successful than me, and then who's nice to me, and I just want a nice little life.
I don't think
know.
that's shallow. That's having standards.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. The last guy that I dated cheated on me. So.
That's not good.
I know. But
a loyal guy.
So you're 33 and single, you're on the dating apps, and you have tons of guys that are swiping on you, right?
I guess. Yeah. I have so many notifications. So
I think that's a good sign.
I don't know.
You're in high demand.
I don't know what to do with them. Like,
Go out with them. Go out with all of them.
More.
At the same time.
Go out. You should make a date. I think it'd be fun to be single if you're a girl. Just say every night, same date every night at a fancy restaurant.
The same restaurant?
Table, same restaurant, same everything. And see what happens.
I heard about that one girl in the coffee shop who has like date after date, which is kind of smart.
A day coffee shop date is great because that could be 20 minutes. If you don't like them, you're out.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Fiona. Well, thanks for calling in. Thanks for texting us.
All right. Thank you.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Remember that guy we called and he was like all shocked that he cussed?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember his name?
Jose.
He just said, thanks for the call. I'm not going to lie. I didn't answer the way I normally do when I get a random number, so I'm calling him back. He says it would have been perfect radio.
Salazar Mortuary, you stab when we bag him. How my sister?
That is good radio.
Why you guys calling again? Twice in one day. Oh, my goodness. Man. What the heck?
He goes, thanks for the call. Ain't gonna lie, I was surprised. Sorry I didn't answer the way I normally do when I get a random number calling. It would have been perfect for radio. Thanks for calling Salazar Mortuaries. You stab them, we bag them. How may I assist you? And that's what he did.
He did.
All right, brother. Thanks for listening.
Right,
thanks for calling back.
Cool one, man.
All right, you too.
Thanks for everything.
Missed a part of the show this morning? No worries. It's all there on iHeartRadio.
Will Smith is doing a lot of publicity around his tour. Well, he's doing a lot of stuff, which obviously means he's pushing his tour, but he's talking about other things, right?
Right. And he has a lot of confidence. Regardless of the slap incident, he is still very high on himself because in an interview, he was asked to give his Mount Rushmore of actors, like the 4 most iconic actors he could think of.
I would start with Marlon Brando. Really, I'm not really saying this to be arrogant. I do think I'm like one of the most prolific actors of our time.
You 100% should feel that.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Marlon Brando, me and Denzel. Why I like those is like there's actors and then there's movie stars. And I know who my fourth is, Daniel Day-Lewis. An actor can deliver a role and take you to something that is, a transformative experience. But a movie star can put a movie on their back and carry it.
Wow.
You go to a Denzel movie because it's a Denzel movie.
Facts.
You go to a Will Smith movie because it's Will Smith,
Everything he says is right, but he shouldn't talk about himself like that.
Yeah.
Like, let everybody else say that about.
Yeah.
Like, Denzel, Daniel Day-Lewis, Marlon Brando, those guys are unbelievable. And then the host would have gone, well, you're up there too. Oh, no.
Right,
no.
right.
Thank you, but no.
I'm one of the most prolific actors in history.
He said, put some respect on my name.
Man.
He is a great actor. Like, you can't deny. Like, Will Smith is a great actor.
Yeah, but boy, does that hit me weird.
I know.
We're giving away Snow White tickets in a little bit, and Rachel Ziegler is the host or the star.
Yeah, she is being Snow White. And actually, so the movie comes out on Friday, and she's getting a lot of heat because it doesn't seem as if she really has seen the movie Snow White.
I watched it for the first time in probably 16, 17 years when I was doing this film.
So basically, like, she was going on and on about how the actual movie Snow White scares her and how the ride scares her. And so she's getting a lot of heat just because a lot of, like, Disney fans feel like Snow White, she is the OG princess. She is the first Disney princess ever. And they're like, how have you never watched this movie? But yet you are Snow White.
But she said she'd seen it twice. She saw it once when she was little and then watched it again when she got the role.
But she had turned it off when she was little, is what she said.
It was a scary movie when you're little.
You know what? Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like everyone's coming down real hard on Gal Gadot and Rachel Ziegler right
She's like,
now
don't
for
get on the ride.
no reason.
Don't ever go to Disney and get on the ride. It's scary.
I know.
You probably don't want to say that if you're in the movie.
She's getting a lot of heat, though, but I'm excited to see it this weekend.
Okay, so there's been a lot of Hailey Bieber, Justin Bieber stuff, and Whitney Cummings, who, by the way, is a great comedian, and she also wears Love Pup merchandise, by the way. What's Whitney Cummings saying?
So she was asked about it, like, hey, there's all this beef on social media. There's a 7-part series basically saying Hailey Bieber stalked Justin Bieber and kind of like copies everything Selena Gomez does. What do you think about the whole thing now that Hailey Bieber is actually lawyering up to possibly sue the 7-part series? And Whitney Cummings is like, basically like, she needs to chill because there's much bigger problems than what's happening with her.
I think that when it comes to what's going on with social media, right, I don't know what Hailey Bieber's issue is, but it seems like that's probably the least, problematic of it. It is getting kids addicted.
And she went on about how they're addicted to validation and this and that and the bullying. And I'm kind of like, that's kind of what Hailey Bieber is complaining about. She's part of that. She's one of the kids who has been bullied her whole life. I don't know. I mean, like Peyton and I were talking in like a long discussion yesterday over this 7-part series. And I just feel like everyone just needs to leave Hailey Bieber alone. Like she's dealing with like so much just because she married Justin Bieber. It's like they fell in love, whether she stanned him and followed him. Like there was a million other people doing the exact same thing, and he fell in love with her, had a baby with her, and is trying to like live their life. And now they have a kid together, and all this stuff is coming online. Now the kid's going to be like probably seeing this when they're older. So I kind of get why like she's tried to ignore all that in the past, and now she's like, I feel like there's got to be a line. Like,
she's right. Totally right. There's got to be a line. She's, kind of on her side.
I have mixed feelings about the whole thing because when you do watch and listen to the 7-part series, there is some stuff that you're like, that is weird. That's weird. But it's like, Kyle and I were talking about it yesterday, like, girls do that. Girls will go and set out to go and find their man.
Jessica Biel had a poster of Justin Timberlake in her room.
You see
now
it all
she's
the
married
time.
to Justin Timberlake.
And it's like, everyone's like, oh,
look, it happened to Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon was obsessed with Mariah Carey. Then he married Mariah Carey.
So it's really a really interesting topic, I think.
Yeah, and like there's a lot of like side-by-side pictures of like the things that Hailey Bieber quote-unquote copied from Selena Gomez, and maybe some of them were, because I remember when some of them came out, it was like she was trolling Selena a little bit because
she
were
liked
having
the
this
comment.
online feud. Yeah.
Haters comment.
And some of them, yes, but then others of them, I'm like, they're probably all being styled by the same people in Hollywood. And a lot of the stuff was like their makeup lines and stuff like that. And it's like, those are other people styling those photos.
Hey, what about Ryan Reynolds and Justin Baldoni? Is there anything new going on?
Yeah, this
There
is crazy.
Go.
So Ryan Reynolds' people filed paperwork to get the lawsuit against him from Justin Baldoni erased because Justin Baldoni's people said that Ryan Reynolds, through what happened with Blake Lively, was also very much involved in it. And then afterwards, you guys remember in Deadpool, there was the nice pool character, which was totally trolling Justin Baldoni. So Ryan Reynolds' lawyers were like, hey, he needs to calm down. He just has thin skin. You can't sue someone just because you're thin skin. I'm entitled to my First Amendment right to have an opinion of you, right? Then Justin Baldoni's lawyer filed back and said, we're not going to drop the case. You can't drop the case because this was much more than just him having an opinion of my client. Justin Baldoni's life basically got ruined because of things Ryan Reynolds did. Like he tried to have Justin Baldoni's like CAA, the CAA talent agency. It's a different one. It's like RCS or something like that. He tried to have them drop him and started to try to get him blackballed in Hollywood. And it's like, it's not just thin-skinned. Yeah,
Right.
It's like, you can't drop the case because he was heavily involved. And I'm like, this is like, I can't wait for this trial to go down.
I started watching the movie. Have you guys seen any of the movie?
No.
Yeah, I've seen the whole thing.
Oh, you have? The first, like, when they first meet on the rooftop, it's so cringe.
I know.
The whole thing is so cringe, especially when you watch it knowing what you know now. It's like, this is weird, man. Anyway, I got a DM this morning from Tiffany. I thought it was very, very interesting because there's all kinds of stuff going on with Instagram. Like for me, for example, my Instagram, like followers just stopped. Like I don't think I've got one new follower in 3 years, right? But Tiffany, what was your situation on Instagram?
Good morning. So I was DMing Johnjay asking if anyone else's algorithm is changed from day to night. So during the day, I'm laughing, I'm in tears, watching videos, little kids doing pranks, all the trendy stuff. Then at night, after my kids go to sleep, I get all of these weird algorithms, usually like street vendors, like gross-looking food. I Johnjay, this guy is like washing his hair in cow urine, I guess, straight from the cow pee.
Yeah, like the cow's pee and the guy's washing his hair.
Life hack.
That's disgusting. I mean, the question is are you watching them? Because if so, then Instagram knows, hey, during the day, she likes to laugh. And at night, she gets real weird.
Definitely not at all. Don't understand. During the day, it's so lighthearted, it's funny, and then at night, it just totally changes.
I feel like I can totally relate to this because anytime I'm scrolling on my phone does let me know when it's time to go to bed as soon as I start seeing all of those gross pimple popping videos that I'm obsessed with. Don't get me wrong, but like my phone knows that like when the pimple popping videos come up, it's probably time for Peyton to go to bed.
So it does that then. I didn't realize that it changes, the algorithm changes throughout the day.
I haven't noticed that. Like for me, like the most things that I watch at like the reels that pop up from on my Instagram are like cooking stuff. Like I'm constantly trying to like find healthier versions of sweet treats. And that's all I get all day.
Oh, what about at night? Did you ever get on your phone at night?
Same.
Oh, because I can totally relate to what you're saying, Tiffany, because all those videos you said of street vendors, I've seen them all.
Oh, really?
Gosh.
Yeah, I've seen them all. The guy cutting meat with his toenails. Right? Or there's flies all over this thing. It's like in India. Yeah, I've seen all of them.
It does change, though. For me, it's all guitar solos during the day, and then at night, it's all UFO videos. All found
I
footage
feel
UFO
like I'm like...
You're missing out.
Yeah, I have a little FOMO. Like, should my Instagram change to something?
Well, I'm just guessing out of the four of us in here, Rich and Kyle are probably the least on their Instagram.
Yeah, maybe.
Right? Than the rest of us.
I feel like I'm on it a lot, though.
You are? Because I never see you post anything.
I'm like, pull up your screen time now. Let's see it.
Yeah, but I mean, like Kyle.
I'm just going to hand it to you and you
like,
look.
I don't.
Okay.
I try not to be on it.
That's what I mean. And you're also parenting young kids.
Yeah.
So I can't see you just stopping down on the couch going to pay attention to stuff. Whereas I have nothing going on. So I just look at it all the time.
Okay, Rich, it says you average about an hour and 22 minutes on Instagram daily.
See, I feel like that's a lot.
Okay, well, let's see. What's mine? Where do you find that?
See all apps and website activities underneath the daily average. Like right here.
He says he doesn't feel like Kyle or I post a lot. I feel like we both post a lot.
Okay, what's Rich's Instagram?
Rich is averaging hour and 22 minutes on Instagram daily.
I average 4 hours and 52 minutes.
Oh, dang, girl.
So I think there's a little
quite
difference.
A bit more.
No wonder you've seen all the
That's
videos.
right.
Not just the street vendor food.
Right.
You've seen them all.
So I think that's good for you and your family that you think you spend a lot of time on there, but you don't.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, no, I'm neglecting everyone. Tiffany, thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful day.
Y'all too. Thank you.
Bye. Hi there. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah.
Thanks for checking in.
Yeah, I'm hearing like my headphones are like scratchy.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It just sounds staticky. Maybe it's just me. No, everybody's.
I think you have a sinus infection. I think that's what's going on.
I got something going on. I'm getting a vitamin drip today, so that's good.
Why don't you get some real drugs?
Yeah. Our phone number is 877-937-1047. Lots of text messages here. Lots of text messages. 832 number. Johnjay Rich, I heard Payton lost her grandma's ring. Glad she found it. But at this rate, I'm not confident she can handle an engagement ring based on a history of losing rings.
Oh, no. That's true.
It is true. And actually, when I came home from the Wicked play, I told my boyfriend that I had lost the ring but found it. And he was like, I don't know if I can give you an engagement ring. But you know how your phone's always listening? I got an advertisement on TikTok for like these fake replacement engagement rings that you wear out in public so you don't lose your real ring.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, they have those, like, they will do literally exact replicas of your rings. And people wear them traveling and stuff like that,
I would do
too.
that because I probably would lose it. But if it was like an engagement ring, I think I would guard it with my life considering how much I want that.
All right, we need a contestant. We're going to play a game, so call us at 877-937-1047. Call us right now to play. I think we're going to play Pop 10, hosted by Colin Fugg, which is a really fun game. So call us to be a contestant. And while we're searching for a contestant, let's hear about the morbid things that go on in Kyle's house.
It is kind of morbid, actually. So I've told you guys before, my husband, he's like, his hobby is he's a pilot on the side, right? He does like voiceover. So he's the guy on the news that says at 10 o'clock, your cheese is killing you, right? But he also flies small planes as like a hobby. And there is one plane in particular that he flies with his dad. Okay. So that's important to the story because that particular plane that he flies the most often just went under its yearly tune-up. I don't necessarily know what goes into a yearly tune-up, but here's what my husband tells me. They literally take the entire plane apart. They make sure it's working good and they put it back together and then you fly it away.
Even though nothing was wrong with it?
Yeah, it's like a yearly tune-up.
Jeez.
So I say, well, do they take it on a test flight to make sure when they put it back together, it actually is fixed all the way? He goes, no, I think when I pick it up, I'm the test flight.
Wow.
And I said, okay, I'm going to act not nervous about that at all. And so I kind of start joking around with him about it. Like, all right, so this particular plane apparently has a parachute. So I said, just be sure you know where to pull the parachute just in case. So his dad came over to our house to pick him up so that they could drive out to the airport and pick this plane up, right? And I'm saying goodbye to him. And he goes, last kiss, and then kisses me goodbye. And I was like, don't say that. Like, that scares the crap out of me. So we kind of laugh, and like he leaves, and I watch him drive away, and I'm like, what if that was the last kiss?
You should have made a
could
TikTok.
be. Right? So ever since then, that was last week. Ever since then, every time we kiss each other, we say, last kiss, because you never know when the last one is.
Right.
And so it is kind of morbid, but secretly I feel like it's actually made our kisses more meaningful. Like,
yeah, I bet.
You know, like we've been married 10 years and it's become like, well, almost 10 years. And it's been like a, you know, you take the kisses for granted because they're there.
Mhm.
They're there all the time.
So now your last kiss is all.
And so, no, it's not like they're more passionate, but it's like it makes you think again, like, oh my gosh, what if this would be the last kiss? Like, you don't just want it to be like, okay, you know, whatever. You don't want to like have it be mindless. So I recommend taking on our new habit of every time you kiss your significant other, just go ahead and say it. Last kiss. And you'll see they become more meaningful and they become like, you just appreciate them a little bit more.
What about if he wants to get frisky or something? You can be like, whoa, yesterday was last kiss, remember? Whoa, hey.
I thought the world was going to end, so we're not
I
due for a
gotta
while.
cover that up. Last kiss. So what do you? I do that a lot. When I get on a flight and I go somewhere, I text my family, my wife and kids, if they're not with me, and I let them know how much I love them, just in case my plane goes down. It's
good stuff.
I tell that to
Yeah,
them.
but like you have to think, what if it's like just in case you get in a car accident on your way to work, just in case you
Right.
don't wake up after you
Right,
go to
but
sleep.
I try not to live my life like that, but I do it on long distance flights like that. Or if I know a friend of mine is going into surgery and something can happen, he could die, heart surgery, I'll text him, hey, and just in case you die, is it cool if you don't text anybody? So this is the last exchange that you have with anybody.
That's fair. I
And
think-
then this text exchange will be screenshotted, and people will be like, that's the last text
You
had.
called dibs on the last text before surgery.
Like, have you seen the last text, like with Kobe? Like, that's gone viral a couple times. I thought, man, if I have a friend like that, I want my text to be the last. So if anyone's going in surgery, let me know.
It's competition.
To let you know, just in case, because
So
no matter
I'll be
what, even
more
if you
than-
don't know them.
I'll be more than happy to be your last text. Katie, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, we're going to play a game for Snow White tickets. You are our contestant.
It's time for Pop 10s.
So in this game, Katie, the sky's the limit with how many points you can get. It's all up to how creative you can get and how quickly you think on your feet. So just to give you a feel for it, we'll let Johnjay, Rich, and Payton go before you, and then it'll be your time to shine, okay?
Okay.
All right. Earlier this week, Mariah Carey lit a fire under those rumors that she's dating Anderson .Paak when she showed up with him as her date to our iHeartRadio Music Awards. So, Johnjay, you've got 10 seconds to name as many things as you can that you would like Mariah Carey to do. Go.
Golf, model, swim, run, jog, aerobics, jazzercise, skiing, snowboarding, walking backwards.
Wow.
Crushed
Very
it.
strong, solid start in round one, Johnjay.
I was like, God, are you going to give me Anderson .Paak songs? I was like, "Oh."
I think these are all pretty easy.
All those things, but you don't want him to put out a new album. Walking backwards, though.
No.
Yes.
Rich,
Yes,
the
ma'am.
2 astronauts that were stranded in space for 9 months are finally home. If you watch them get out of the capsule, they had to be carried out because their bodies are reacclimating to gravity. So, Rich, you've got 10 seconds on the clock to name all the things you think would be difficult to do while your body was reacclimating to gravity. Go.
Drink, jump, run fast, walk backwards, swim. I think jump rope and do yoga and Pilates.
God, so original.
I didn't think your answers would be so much. Okay.
Put out a new album?
Payton. We kind of all know that Kanye West is unhinged right now on social media, from saying terrible things about Jay-Z's kids to accusing Kim Kardashian of sex trafficking. Payton, you've got 10 seconds on the clock to name as many things that you can that you think Kanye should be tweeting about.
The Johnjay and Rich show. Johnjay, Rich, Kyle, Payton, Phoenix, Arizona. He should be talking about the WNBA, the NBA, literally anything else. Let's talk about the streets. Let's talk about traffic. anything else other than what Connie's talking about.
You know what's funny? When you said, you go, because he tweeted about Jay-Z's kids, Beyonce's kids, how terrible.
Yeah.
You have 10 seconds to insult as many children as possible.
I would not answer that question.
It's like, how many other things should we be talking about? Everything other than.
I don't talk about people's kids because I don't have kids myself, and I know that that's bad juju. So.
And that's why it would be a great topic for you.
All right. So, Katie, it is your turn, your time to shine. You are playing for Snow White tickets. So, Katie, you've got 10 seconds on the clock to name as many Disney movies that you can. Go.
Mermaid, 101 Dalmatians, Pocahontas, Frozen,
It was hard to hear you at first, so I just gave you a couple of extra points. This is our speed round now. Everyone, hurry up, no chatter. Johnjay, today's free cone day at Dairy Queen. You can go there, get a free cone, no strings attached. You've got 10 seconds on the clock to name as many things as you can that you'd love to get for free today. Go.
Mariah Carey album, shoes, pants, shirt, socks, belt, tie, toothpaste, dental floss, sweaters, pants, joggers, underwear.
It's bananas. You followed directions correctly, Rich. They found sharing meal times with others leads to a better life. So you've got 10 seconds to tell us as many other things that you think lead to a better life. Go.
Kissing, hugging, walking, sunlight, sleep, water, delicious vegetables, steak, happiness, joy, reading.
Very, very good. Johnjay's still in the lead, so Payton, you better catch up with him here. Therapy chickens exist now. You've got 10 seconds on the clock to name as many other animals you think should be therapy animals. Go.
Chickens, cows, horses, pigs, llamas, goats, lambs, iguanas,
birds. But you say tortoise.
Oh, little tortoise Jesus. I should have said tortoise. Sorry.
Okay, Katie. This one should be easy for you since you are playing for Snow White tickets. It's in theaters this weekend. Katie, you've got 10 seconds to name as many of the 7 dwarves that you can. Go.
Doc, Sneezy, Happy, Sleepy, Dopey, Grumpy, Bashful. Is that 7?
Dang. You know what? I'm just going to give it to you. Yeah. That was very impressive. Katie, you're going to see Snow White this weekend. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Katie. Hold on. We're going to set you up. By the way, I was thinking, I'm playing this little game in my own head yesterday. I was trying to come up with names of new dwarves instead of like using modern names. And instead of Grumpy, it's Karen.
Yeah. You can have like a Rizzy.
Yeah, totally.
But I could only get to Karen. I thought maybe Carl if you're a grumpy. If you're what's the male Carl? Male Karen. Carl?
Male Karen?
I don't know, but that's why I can't get it past. I can only substitute grumpy. I get it.
The elf that needs attention, Chuggy. We could have that.
Oh, Rich is good at that.
I like Chuggy. I love that word.
Fun little game. What's coming up? 3 things you need to know, Kyle.
So Amazon got in a little bit of trouble, but they're saying it's not their fault. I'll tell you what the issue is next with Johnjay and Rich.
Good morning. Wake up every morning. Start your day with Johnjay and Rich.
I wake up with my favorite artist.
Hey, this is Sabrina Carpenter.
What's up, guys? This is Post Malone.
It's Benson Boone, and you're waking up with Johnjay and Rich.
I posted this picture, this video of a trend on TikTok that nobody here would do because it could be offensive. It's the chubby TikTok, and it's terrible when I look at it gives me flashbacks of what I don't know. It's very obese. It's on my Johnjay and Rich. It's on Johnjay Instagram, and there's a comment that says, "My favorite radio DJ, chubby sexy. Call him Bonita Gordita."
Okay.
Rocking that peach emoji. Anyway, you can see it. You can see it's a trend. Check it out, John J. Van Ness on Instagram. Kyle, what are 3 things we need to know?
So Amazon got a little slap on the wrist from the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission because apparently about 400,000 items on Amazon have been recalled. So they said, hey, Amazon, you need to take these products down and you need to refund customers who could prove their purchases were thrown out or destroyed or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, they had this stuff from Amazon. You got to take care of it. You're responsible. And Amazon was like, actually, we're not responsible. We are not distributors. We are just third-party logistic providers. So we shouldn't be held liable for these recalls. So now they're taking them back to court so that they don't have to refund the money and do everything. And I'm like, just do it. You're Amazon. You have $1 gajillion.
Right, Jeff Bezos. Come on.
Come on. So we'll wait and see what the courts say, but I thought that was kind of interesting. Now, according to a new study, marijuana users are 6 times more likely to have a heart attack than those who don't use the drug. Further testing also found that marijuana users are 4 times more likely to have a stroke, 2 times more likely to experience heart failure, and the risk of death from all those things tripled. It wasn't specified whether it was smoking weed or eating edibles or anything like that, but just the more you know. In the end of the article, they were like, it's just wise to know that this could be a side effect, and so that you can just speak to your doctor about it. Netflix is doing something that I think could be absolutely huge. They just ordered a new reality competition series inspired by Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The series is called The Golden Ticket.
Love it already.
Yeah, it's going to combine elements of strategy, adventure, social dynamics, contests to seek and gain entry to a retro, futuristic chocolate factory. Of course, through your golden ticket, and then try to make it through all the challenges that you'll encounter and then win. There's open casting for it right now. I think this is going to be huge. This is going to be the next Beast Games or Squid Game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's 3 things you need to know.
Our text line, you text JJR and whatever you want to say to the number 96893. Kind of got this ongoing storyline about Payton getting engaged. Is she ever going to get engaged? And then somebody made a comment about her losing her ring because you lost your grandma's ring, you lost your championship ring. 425 number says, let's be real. Is Payton actually going to get an engagement ring? They should be married by now.
What gives the criteria that we should be married by now? Why?
For how long have you been dating exclusively?
Exclusively, it'll be 5 years in May.
Then, you should be married.
I don't know. I think 5 years in your 20s is different than 5 years in your 30s.
We were 21 when I first started dating.
So, you guys have been growing up together.
Yeah.
But what happened with his mom?
What do you mean with his mom?
You said something happened in
Oh my gosh, yes. That was such a surreal moment. So I'm in a group chat with Kadim's mom and his little brother and his little sister. And his mom always sends us things on Instagram, reels or whatever. And most of the time it's about eat better, the things that we're eating are killing us, that kind of thing. She's very hippie vibes when it comes to that. But she sent a different reel, and the reel was me when my daughters do this. And then she sent it in the chat and was at Page and Pay. And I was hold on. I think this is the first time that Kadim's mom has referenced me as her daughter.
That's huge.
Huge. I was that's big time. Because my parents, whenever they introduce Kadim or they talk about him, they say my son-in-law. And I don't know if his parents do that.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
Could you be misreading it? Could it be she sent you it because you are a daughter?
No.
And you could be
she said
that's
my daughters.
It was my daughters.
Right. The reel says my daughters, right? So maybe she sent it to you going, I bet you and your mom can relate to this.
It says, calling my daughter who claims she wanted to start her daily exercise routine. And then it's a picture of my daughter sleeping. And she said, Page and Pay. So I don't think so. I think that's
she's included on that.
She's taking ownership.
I know, and I actually because Kadim's little sister's name is Paige, and their last name's Strickland, and kind of her dad and her nickname is P Strick, and so I'm gonna be a P Strick one day, and so I love to rub that in her face.
So you're getting all the things with being married, but you don't have the ring.
Yeah,
someone's got to step up, or you got to say enough.
Expensive, honestly. That's the reason why.
Don't call me your daughter. Don't call me your daughter until your son puts a ring on my finger.
Oh, I thought you were doing a Pearl Jam song. Don't call me daughter.
It's almost like literally that whole thing about get the cow when you buy the milk for free or something like that.
Why buy the cow when you get the milk for free?
Right. No. You're getting the whole wedding thing.
But here's the thing. I'm not wifey material at home, if I'm being honest. I don't really cook and clean. When I get that ring, we could talk about it.
Okay. All right. All right.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to have supervision, enhanced hearing, extraordinary reflexes, to be, dare we say, superhuman? Well, Roku's new Pro Series TV can't do any of that for you. But with a 4K screen, side-firing speakers, and a blazing fast refresh rate, it'll sure feel like it. Elevate your entertainment using all your favorite apps like iHeart and play all your music, radio, and podcasts with the new Roku Pro Series. Your senses aren't better. Your TV is.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to have supervision, enhanced hearing, extraordinary reflexes, to be, dare we say, superhuman? Well, Roku's new Pro Series TV can't do any of that for you. But with a 4K screen, side-firing speakers, and a blazing fast refresh rate, it'll sure feel like it. Elevate your entertainment using all your favorite apps like iHeart and play all your music, radio, and podcasts with the new Roku Pro Series. Your senses aren't better. Your TV is.